Today on Cam's Kitchen Tasmania, we're going to make a garlic butter. It's one of those things, it's like, it's quite simple to make, but it's super handy to have. You can store it in your freezer, which is great. So say if you've got a steak and you just, made chops or something, you can cut like a nice little disc of it off and then put it down. Because it's cold, it'll melt out, like from cold to hot, so it'll melt nice and slowly out on the plate. It's also really handy to have if you're making garlic prawns or carbonara. It's one of those time saver things because you've already got the garlic chopped up, and because it stores in the freezer, so it lasts quite a long time, and you've got a few herbs and stuff in there. It's just one of those things, if you've come home and you haven't got much time, you can just throw a little bit of that garlic butter in the pan and then start your meal off. Maybe put a little bit of oil with it so the butter doesn't burn. So another handy thing too is you can grate it. You can grate it straight from the freezer. So say you've made some 2-minute noodles, or you've made that spag bowl or whatever, you can actually just grate some of that garlic butter over the top of the dish when you're finished, which is just really yum, and it's a great way to do it. Also, we're going to make some perfect potatoes today, a way that I make these little fried potatoes up, which are just a great side. And they always go great with a little bit of grated garlic butter over them too. So we're going to start it up. I've already taken a few of the cloves out of the garlic. I'll just do one to show you. It's in one of the previous videos if you want to check out my whole video on garlic and about how you chop it and leave it on the board for a while because of the alum. It releases this chemical component, so you get more flavour, as well as sort of better for you medicinally. But the little trick we like to do with the garlic cloves is to use a butter knife and then just pop it there in the side and give it a twist, and out pops the clove. So that's just an easy way to do it. And then you've got two parts of the garlic clove. You've got this woody bit and this little tail bit. So what we normally do is we just chop off that little top woody bit first, and then using the back part of the knife there, give it a little crush down. Once again, helps relieve those sort of the alum and these different chemical components, but also gives you more flavour. And also, by doing that, it stops the oils from going onto the board. So we do it whilst the skin is on, and then just give it a little pinch on the tail there, and out pops the clove. So that's just a little easy trick that I do. I find it's the easiest way to do it. And then just to chop them all up. So as always, thumb behind, knife up, holding the knife correctly. Chop up 4 cloves at once, but you can do one at a time. Try to keep your thumb behind, running the knife along my fingers. If you've got a garlic mincer, sure you can use that too, that's fine. Pinch of salt, so salt over the garlic, and then grabbing your knife, you can just drag your knife over the garlic. Just helps to sort of draw that moisture out, and the abrasiveness of the salt helps bring the garlic down to more of a paste.
Flatten it out on the board too.
There you go, that's the garlic done. So, sticky on my hands. So here we go, I've got a bowl. So just all the garlic in there. In the bowl. Sticking my fingers, just give them a quick wipe down. Got a little bit more salt in there. The butter is already salty, so we don't need too much. I've also got a lemon. We'll put a little zest. A little zester here. Just helps freshen everything up. Don't want too much in there, just a little bit. Just the yellow part. None of the white pitty bit. Also got some mixed herbs here. So you can use like dried herbs like basil or oregano or, you know, some parsley. I've got a bit of thyme here which is quite sort of dry. You don't want too much fresh herbs in there because it just means that it doesn't last as long. It's okay if you're making this and you're going to use it up in say 5 or 6 days. If you're going to store it in the freezer and, you know, use it for over a month or so, which is what you can do, you want to use more dried herbs. So like your mixed Italian herbs, oregano or oregano or basil or any of these sort of dried herbs is great. Rosemary, you know, to flavour it the way you like it. So I've just got a bit of mixed herbs in here. So I'm just going to put quite a good pinch of that in there. So as you can see now, I've just got the mixed herbs, another pinch, a little bit of salt. You don't want it too salty, but I think that'll be fine. And the garlic. So I'm just going to put a bit of cracked pepper in there too. Good amount. I'm a big fan of the pepper. So here's the thyme. Just going away from it. These little stalks can still be used for a bit of flavouring and something if you're cooking up some lamb or something. You know, it always goes nice, a little bit of thyme. So we've got a bit of that thyme in there. As I said, this is not a very wet herb. It's almost just about dried herb now. So I'm going to get a bit of that in there. Don't really want too much of the stalks in there. Okay, so that's that. Now I've just got some butter. I've got 3/4 of a block here, so you can use as much or as little as you want to make up. I'm going to put the whole right in there. It's been out on the bench for an hour or so from out of the fridge, so it has it's softened quite a bit. Then just take a masher and give it a whole lot of mash. Using my knife too. You wanted to give it a good mix up, so take a few mashes down. It is good to use a masher. It does give it just get all the garlic and stuff in there. So it does look cool. Look at that. Awesome. Alright, so it doesn't have to be ridiculously mashed. That's pretty good. You could probably, I'll run a spoon through it to give it a little bit more. Okay, but initially you do want to give it a good mash in there. It does help. Okay, see it's all nice and combined. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to roll it out. So I've got some Glad wrap here on my bench. Just here. So just pull that over the bench. I've taken it out of its box. And then just grab your garlic butter. And just give it a section it out so you've got like a log on there. Use my knife again. And so I've pretty much got 3/4 of the garlic butter on the Glad wrap. And then just cut the Glad wrap off and roll the whole lot up. It'll come nice and circular as you start to sort of pat it down and roll it down. So just make it nice and even. Just squashing it in. rolling it. You have little ends. You just tuck them in. There you go. Just rolling it up like a big sausage. That's exactly what it is. So there you go. So we've got the garlic butter rolled up into like a big long sausage there. And then what we do is we just pop that in the freezer. Okay, so once that's frozen, you can just like use a warm knife or just pull it out for like a minute or two before you need it, and then just cut those little discs off that you need, and then you pop them on a steak. Or like I said, you can just open that up and actually literally use a grater and just grate this over like, you know, some 2-minute noodles or spaghetti or whatever you're making, or a stir fry and stuff. So it's really handy to have, and also stores your garlic. So if you've got garlic that sits around in the bottom of the fridge, and it gets old, and you've got a lot of that garlic, and you just want to like save it before it goes, you know, starts sprouting or goes dry, make it all up into garlic butter and then store all these. I mean, you can make 4 or 5 of these if you want, or just a huge one, it's up to you. So there you go, really quick one, garlic butter done on Cam's Kitchen Tasmania, the easy way. Okay, see you later, bye.